Hi, I'm Emma, and welcome to Being His Creation. This is my little part of the internet where I like to go through my story of being broken to blessed and everything in between. Now, I feel as though I'm kind of answering a calling at the moment. I watched a Nick Jones video yesterday, which I will link to in the description, and it was about obedience. And he said that he keeps falling short of doing the things he says he's going to do, which is exactly what I've been doing. I've been procrastinating and I've been making excuses. For example, I've got all this set up now. I've got the microphone. It might make a bit of a noise when I move it because it's not the best quality microphone. I've got the camera, I've got lights, so I've got it all ready to go. However, I keep waiting for the right moment to do what it is that I feel called to do. And if we wait for the right moment, we're never going to have the right moment. I wrote it in my diary yesterday. Make a YouTube video, put makeup on first and make a YouTube video. Because I have chronic fatigue syndrome, it's really, really hard for me to put makeup on. At the moment, it just takes it out of me, and by the time I've done that, I don't feel like doing much else. Which is why you are being presented with me looking all geeky, with no makeup on whatsoever. And that's just how it's got to be, because if I do it in my own strength and how I think it should be, then it's just not going to work. But if I just say, okay, Lord, I'm going to be obedient and I'm going to do this, then hopefully this should go quite smoothly. And it doesn't matter what I look like, because I'm being the hands and feet of Jesus. And I'm not here to look attractive and all dolled up. I'm not here for the timing to be perfect, for me to have a perfect script. This is completely unscripted. It's just an idea. It's my first recording. It might go horribly wrong. That's that. If it does, it does. I'm just going to be me. And I just felt myself get all tense like that. I'm just going to relax and just be me. And I'm going to share some videos with you today that we're going to talk about, because I feel that the conversation needs to be had in this country. Maybe people are having conversations. I don't know. Also, I apologise if you can hear any noises behind or anywhere else. That is, I have got the windows open. It's a hot day today. Like I said, if I wait for everything to be a polished performance, then I don't feel that that day is ever going to come. So from now on, many of my videos are going to be unpolished, unplanned, and ad hoc, candid, maybe. We'll see. Maybe this will go really well. I'd love to know how you feel anyway about this in the comments as we go along. So, without further ado, I want to play a little video to you to kind of give you the feel about what I feel we should be talking about right now in the UK. So just bear with me, please.
Not at the moment.
No, not for me.
Oh, okay. And is it possible during this time?
Free Palestine. In our hundreds and our millions, we are all Palestinians.
So I'm just going to pause it there. And yeah, let's open up some conversation about this, shall we? So what we have in the video are the universities in the UK trying to show their solidarity with all the pro-Palestine students in the US. And it does appear, thankfully, and I was so relieved to see this video, because I wasn't even sure if UK press would be reporting on it. So I'm really relieved to see this video that shows that while there are a small minority that seem to want to jump on the bandwagon, maybe they know something. I have a feeling that they're doing it more for the inclusion, so that further down the line they can say, yeah, we were part of the pro-Palestinian protests. I'm glad to see that it's only a small handful of people, students, doing this, which also goes to show that there seems to be quite a lot of confusion about what is going on. I'm hoping what this shows is that people are waking up to the fact, to the reality of what is actually going on in Israel with Palestine and the Hamas war, which is also going to be the topic of conversation in this video and in coming videos. My mind's gone blank now, and this is always the danger of doing something ad hoc, because there's no script. So let's carry on playing this a minute. Just lowering my stool. Okay. So that's what's going on in the UK. And now I'm going to show you what's going on in the US. So let's go. I like to watch CBN News because I'm a Christian. And so I feel that this is more relevant, especially because, you know, this is a Christian channel. I'm just going to change the filters a minute to find some more recent ones. Let's go to this week, actually. I should have bookmarked it. Actually, it'll be in my history. So let's get to that instead. As you can see, there's a how do I screen record with sound. So thank you DJ Deep Barmer for showing me how to do that. It's not in my history. Oh, here it is. Right, okay.
These are the 9-inch Guggenheim Professional Tailor Shears.
On Columbia's campus, Jewish students endured threats with calls to go back to Poland. Here, a demonstrator points at pro-Israel students while holding a sign that reads, Al-Qassam's next targets. And a Jewish professor is denied entry to the campus while school officials look on.
I am a professor here. I have every right to be everywhere on campus. You cannot let people that support Hamas on campus and me, a professor, not go on campus. Let me in now.
Meanwhile, other Columbia faculty members joined protesters chanting Free Palestine and calling for the school to divest from companies selling weapons to Israel. Demonstrations growing more radical have Jewish students fearing for their safety, leading one rabbi to tell students to stay away because the school can't protect them.
I was there today, and it made me sick hearing the things they were saying and doing. So over this holiday, I kind of just want to try to avoid it as best as I can for my own safety.
Monday, the school went to online classes only as New York
This topic has been so heavy on my heart since October the 7th. I've even had arguments with family members about this because of the lack of understanding. It seems that what is being fed, the history that is being fed to the younger generation, is that in 1947, Israel, the Jews took over Israel, and it became Israel, and the Palestinians were then displaced and marginalized. However, what is really happening is, and I just can't understand how these people don't know what they're saying, how they can say that death to all Jews isn't anti-Semitic and isn't racial hatred and isn't genocidal. So let's just be clear, what happened on October the 7th was Hamas terrorists penetrated the fence, the dividing wall into Israel, and they penetrated communities and people's homes, and they decapitated children in front of their parents. They slaughtered babies in front of their parents. They burnt them, and then they killed their parents. And they killed family members, old people, young people, babies, children, pulled from their beds, shot, macheted. This one lady, she had her stomach cut open and her unborn baby decapitated in front of her. What would you do? What would you do if you survived something like that? What would you expect your country to do? These are serious questions that you must ask yourself, that we have to ask ourselves as human beings. And now, because Israel has chosen to defend themselves, which every country has a right to do, even every person has a right to defend their home with violence if necessary. So because Israel have chosen to do that, students and young people everywhere, and even older people like my generation, are going pro-Palestine, shouting free Palestine, and calling out death to all Jews from the river to the sea. And that is, what's more, is that this sort of thing, these, what we're seeing on TV here in the US, these demonstrations, these protests, which are not peaceful, on the whole they're peaceful, but there are violent outbreaks by extremists. But what is happening is these protests are being funded by people from the East, people with ties to Hamas. We'll watch some more.
Governor Kathy Hochul came to see the situation firsthand.
Students are scared. They're afraid to walk on campus. They don't deserve that. I've never seen a level of protest that is so person to person. It is so visceral. And I'm not calling on everyone. People need to find their humanity, have the conversations, talk to each other.
Protests, however, spread to other schools in the Northeast. Monday night at NY.
Let's go back a minute. I want to find this lady's name. Here we go. Kathy Hochul, Governor Kathy Hochul from New York. And she's saying that, you know, we need to find our humanity. There are young people right now, and I'm a mother of a young person, 2 young people actually, and there are children right now, young people, young adults and older children right now scared. This is happening in America. Back in October, it was happening in Israel, and now it's happening in America. And people in America, it's like they've lost their minds. It's like they're being brainwashed, and they've completely lost their minds. They've lost their humanity. They don't know what they're saying. And right now in America, a Western country, it is a Western country, it is not safe to walk the streets if you're Jewish. You can't even go to school, the one place where you should feel safe and you should be able to go and have your education and feel protected by the government, by the teachers, and respected by your students. And these young people can't even go to school. They have nowhere to feel safe. And how is that okay? That is the question I'm asking. How is that okay? What's happening in Palestine is that Israel have a right to defend their country. However, the Palestinians are being controlled. They're being controlled by Hamas, and they're being controlled by Iran, and they are being told to stay put and show solidarity with Hamas. And what Hamas are effectively doing is hiding behind their own people. They're using them as a human shield. And by doing so, what it's doing is feeding their agenda of turning people against the Jews, of causing hatred again towards the Jews, the kind of hatred that happened almost 100 years ago. Excuse me, I've got a phone call coming, but it's okay, it's not ringing. That happened almost 100 years ago. And that was the Holocaust, and that was awful. We are in the 21st century. This should not be happening right now. This should not be happening. I have to pause this video here, and I'm going to have to merge the videos together because I've got a really important phone call coming through. In fact, I think for now, I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to upload this, and I'm just going to get your feedback. I'd love to know what you think about the way that I'm approaching things now, my new idea of way of approaching things, and I'd love to hear about your thoughts on this conversation. I know I'm going to get a lot of comments, a lot of hatred probably, but I too am calling on you to search for your humanity in Jesus' name.